Hello, my name is Creature. I woke up outside next to my campfire barrel. I must have passed out while in an air duct on another case. The glow of the neon signs illuminates the snow falling from above. I deeply inhale the carcinogenic smoke like a fresh cup of coffee. George from 3 alleys over offers me a hit of glitter as I wake up, just enough to get me moving. He used to be a high-ranking executive at the sink clinics. That was until he made a suggestion that would result in a 1 crow increase in payment for the employees, resulting in a 0.000001 deduction in the projected net profits of Sink Corp. Sadly, President Starch Kola had recently, using executive powers, legislated against such frivolous policies from Starch Kola subsidiaries, resulting in George's assets being seized by the government and his immediate arrest, resulting in the quivering blob of Kims you see before me. Me? I used to live on the 7th floor of the Griffith building. It's right off of Rothschild's Boulevard. However, Starch Cola's Arctic Aqua acquisition initiatives saw all of the ice fields turned into liquid. Now my 7th floor apartment is in the basement, and the basement is flooded with feces. In this world, there is no freedom. You wake up, work, and die. Any failure to do so will see your subscription to the Fields post-life DLC waiting queue revoked. In this world, justice only exists in the shadows of doubt. This game is a Cyberpunk Noir simulator where you are put into a randomly generated city with a ton of randomly generated people, and where the game will then simulate all of their day-to-day activities. You are in a living and breathing city where everyone has an interesting futuristic job like sink clinic technician, pawn shop owner, hobo, head of HR, crack whore. The game even simulates classism, in the sense that the poor guy in the basement will throw the fuck down for 47 eddies, and the CEO of a megacorp will run away and cry like a little bitch the second I come through the walls because I need his door code for the work building so that I can assist in corporate espionage. The game is more Blade Runner than it is to say Cyberpunk 2077. And by that I mean it's a lot slower of a game. Speaking of looks, it looks pretty good. It's all voxel type artwork. Think of any game to come out from like 2013 to 2017 that was desperately and unabashedly trying to ride even the smallest wave of Minecraft success. The game runs extremely well for having to simulate a city down to the fucking yearly salaries of specific characters, all of whom are some of the most standoffish people I have ever met in my entire life. These fuckers would make New Yorkers look like good Samaritans, as the average concrete jungle dweller would see a man burning alive on the side of the street and would not even consider pissing on them to put them out because, hey, it ain't my fucking problem. But these animals would not only dump gasoline on the guy after repeatedly kicking him in the ribs, but also curb stomp him a few times before looting his still burning wallet. And they are waiting for anyone to commit the smallest of crimes, because if you do, you will be surrounded by a lot of very upset community members that have about 30 years of pent-up rage and aggression, and you have just given them casus belli to put your ass into the fucking dirt by death via mob. Granted, every citizen also has horrific short-term memory loss due to Starch Kola implementing. To be honest, this game is actually pretty quiet when all the alarms are turned off, and that makes sense since this game is a stealth game at its core. But again, despite that, it is still possible to go all But that's not what this game is about. The gameplay loop is something like this. Do you have a murder case? If yes, do that. If no, go to the payphone and get a contract. These are going to be your bread and butter when you're just getting started. The society runs on a social credit system where at the beginning you are a piece of shit that is not even good enough to be stuck onto the boot of any human. However, your goal is to get to the fields, and you can achieve this by doing the Chinese national pastime of social credit maxing. All you really need to know to play this game is if you're doing shady shit, do it quickly and don't get caught. Any bounty you have will disappear when exiting a building, and the tutorial gives you a pretty good overview on how to use the tools, but that's where our games are gonna diverge. So let me give you some starting tips and tricks on how to get going in Shadows of Doubt. First, become colorblind. Since that is a genetic thing, and since most of my audience is male, making up 95%, and since the remaining women make up only 5%, and the genetic chance of them having colorblindness is damn near negligible, ladies, this is gonna be a boys only time. For the statistical 30-ish colorblind bros out there, you are going to be the ones who can experience this game how it is truly meant to be played. And while I'm still looking at my analytics, you four, you're not supposed to be here. How did you find me? Why are you here? I am so sorry that your mother has relegated their parental duties to a smartphone. It is the children like you that I truly pity. Please leave this channel, put the phone down, and go outside. From here, you're going to need to buy the game, and to do that, you're going to need a job. After you've gotten a stable 9-to-5 job and bought the game, install it, and create a new world. Boom! Welcome to Neo Neon Kekistan. From here, you're going to want to go down to the town hall. Open your map, find it, it looks like a town hall. Buy a set of handcuffs and a box of lockpicks. You're going to be burning through these. You only have 4 inventory slots at the start, but these can be upgraded with sync discs. We'll get to those later. The handcuffs are going to take up 1 slot, so save the other 3 for loot. Then go to the board, pick out an arrest contract, and then check the info. If it's bullshit like tall, green eyes, and average build, toss it because that is nothing to go on. If you get something like place of work, phone number, anything else, that's a good one. You got stuff to work with. Use the information to find out who you're looking for. For instance, I went to their place of work where they had conveniently put up photos of all the employees. So I looked until I found one that fit the description and an arrest was made. On another one, I was given a phone number. I called it and they answered it with their name. I used that to find their address and they were arrested too. Before you turn in these cases, however, just check the apartments and the businesses for information. You'll need to collect every single piece of info you can get your hands on. We're talking work IDs, pay stubs, birth certificates, rental agreements, fucking schizophrenic rambling, the list goes on. But the most important thing is passwords. These will allow you to access safes and steal shit like diamonds that can then be sold to the pawn shop, that can then be restolen and resold to the pawn shop. Sync discs are also very useful as they can give you stuff like extra inventory slots and passive income, to being able to tell someone's height or financial status just for looking at them, and even going so far as to giving you all of the collective knowledge of every single foot fetishist in existence so that you can tell the exact shoe size of somebody just by looking at their face. The sync discs are going to be your main character upgrades, and you can use the upgrade vials to increase the benefits of each disc. After a bit, you'll get your first murder case. You will then need to go to the location before the cops do and try to figure out what you can. If the cops are there, wait for a bit and then sneak past the tape. From here, examine the body and loot anything that might be helpful to the investigation. How did they die? When did they die? Is the murderer still in the building? Sweep for fingerprints. Do they live alone? Rob them blind. They won't need it, they're dead. Find the nearest security camera to the apartment and find the computer that it's connected to. If it's off and you don't know the password, wait and see who works there. Then stalk them for a day, learn where they live, break into their house and steal their codes. Go back to see that the cameras have automatically deleted any footage past 48 hours and you took way too fucking long. And now the footage has been automatically deleted, leading the murder case to a dead end. Scrap the case, uninstall the game, and make a System Shock video instead. Effectively, the murder cases can go one of 2 ways. The murderer is still hanging around and all you need to do is talk to them while the cops are actively trying to shoot them. Or 2, the murderer is long gone and you're going to spend about the next IRL 10 hours of your life attempting to solve a virtual murder case. While the game is at its core a detective sim, you're going to need money to progress, and there are lots of ways to make money in this game, most of which are morally gray at best. My favorite method of money making is to break into an office after they have closed, then install Bitcoin miners on all of the computers. Shadow of Doubt is both a simple game and a complex game, and for this reason, I can't help but put it into the same mental category as Dwarf Fortress, probably because of the vast amounts of active simulation in the game. It's downright impressive, but the main reason why is that the games can be as simple or complex as you want to make them. For instance, if a case seems too difficult, or there's really just nothing to go on, you can drop the case. No one's forcing you to do anything. There isn't really any penalty for it, and there will always be another murder case. And to be honest, I like the side gigs better. And I have a feeling that the game is about to get a lot better with a lot more stuff, as the 1.0 version is set to release a few days after this video goes up. And after doing some IRL sleuth work, Coal Powered Games, the people responsible for this time sink that I've been sucked into since last November, is a very small development team, so I must say, well done. And I personally can attest to the fact that this game has been getting better with time. It's been on my list for a good bit, and I think it's safe to get this game. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's a little bit closer to a 7 than a 9. It's a pretty good game for what it is. There are some bugs and some stuff in the game can just feel a little goofy at times, and the social norms of this world seem to be a little bit foreign to me. Probably because they're from the UK, but I could have sworn that they were American, as every single person in this game is fucking strapped. Great game, go check it out. I'm gonna be honest, I'll give you a little bit of a hint for what my next video is gonna be. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all on Kataku. Peace.
Oh, I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Maribor. I'm a god.